Greetings everyone and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. Begin with our top stories. In the Marari neighborhood of Garua, a 17-year-old teenager has been arrested for the brutal murder of his own mother over a dispute over money, a tragic event that left the community grappling with grief and questions as authorities work to uncover the full extent of the circumstances surrounding the senseless tragedy. And the much wanted General Laji of Bafut has been killed. He succumbed to the bullets of defense and security forces yesterday Thursday under circumstances that have not been elucidated. He is reported to have rendered life very difficult for the population of Bafut, whom he imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And in a startling revelation from the Dokoti Court of First Instance, 72 cases of divorce out of 159 civil status cases registered for deliberations in a single day, divorce cases emerged as predominant issue, and the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, Narcis Moya Kombi, has replied Fekafoot President Samuel Etofis, stating that the 2015 convention between the two institutions gives MINSEP the power to select the coach of the national team. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Once more, and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. In the Marari neighborhood in Garua North, a region of Cameroon, a 70-year-old teenager has been arrested for the brutal murder of his own mother over a dispute over money. The tragic event has left the community grappling with grief and uncover questions as authorities work to uncover the full extent to which circumstances surrounding the senseless tragedy. Gladys Ambodibang has the rest of that story.
The harrowing events occurred between the hours of 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., leaving the community reeling with shock and disbelief. The altercation reportedly began as a heated argument between the teenager, identified as Anima Iliasu, and his mother, Mbalindam Arabika, age 49. The catalyst for the confrontation was a demand for money by the young boy, purportedly intended for the mother's small business. Allegations surfaced that Iliasu had stolen the funds, prompting his mother to confront him, during which he warned the mother he could kill her, and that is what he has done. In a fit of rage, the teenager wielded this concrete block as a weapon, striking his mother's head and resulting in her death. His younger sister, Aisatu, narrowly avoided harm and fled the scene to seek help from neighbors. She is still frightened as she recounts the incident. When my mother returned and fell asleep, my brother entered the house around 10 p.m. and suddenly I heard her crying. At first, I thought I was dreaming, but as I approached, I saw it was indeed my mother in distress. Then, to my horror, I witnessed my brother rushing to the neighboring house where he grabbed a large stone. Fearing for my safety, I fled to seek help from our neighbors, but he pursued me relentlessly. Following the heinous acts, Iliasu attempted to flee but was swiftly apprehended by law enforcement officers. The chilling incident has sent shockwaves through the community, leaving residents in mourning and disbelief. Despite his youth, Eliasu has a history of criminal behavior and is known to local authorities. He is now in custody and will face legal proceedings for what has been described as a despicable and heinous act of matricide.
Have been swallowed by a landslide as the Fugero neighborhood under the Douala 5 district. Both laborers building a support wall, and it was in the course of their work that they met the tragedy, consequence of the heavy downpour night before in Yaoundé. More with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
Families in tears at Ngurmekong around Fougerolles under Yaoundé 5 district following a murderous landslide that claimed 2 lives. The laborers this fateful Thursday morning went to their job site, the project of building an embankment at the right side of Ngombo River. The unexpected happened. The ground that was high up collapsed on the 2 below since the construction was still low. The sound of the collapse was so loud that many had to rush to the direction. With spades, diggers, and all that could be of help, the inhabitants delved into rescue mission immediately. This to remove the mass earth that has swallowed the 2 victims. The arrival of the firemen, like the police and gendarmes, helped retrieve the lifeless bodies. The young boy is said to be around 28 years, but was brought by the elder brother, the technician of the project. The Dio of Yaoundé 5, like the traditional ruler, hearing the shocking news, rushed to the site. And so, the sensitization for the population to avoid building on and around such sites.
Je lance un appel à tous ceux-là qui construit dans ces endroits-là, d'arrêter.
Rainy season and its torrential downpour is around the corner, so too floods and landslides. Bankole memories, just 6 months.
The Jan Lobo division in the south region of Cameroon has witnessed a surge in criminal activities, prompting a robust response from security forces. Gendarmerie units have intensified efforts to root out criminals, culminating in a recent operation in that part of the country. Wonderful story.
The peaceful tranquility of Sang-Milima in the Jan Lobo division has been disrupted by a wave of criminal activities. We have been living in fear due to the rise in crime. It's affecting our daily lives and businesses. Responding to public concerns, the Gendarmerie has launched a sweeping operation targeting known crime hotspots and urban areas. Our goal is to restore safety and security of the people and their property. While progress has been made, there is still much work to be done. Armed with determination, the Gendarmerie has descended upon neighborhoods like Hausa in Sang-Milima, conducting thorough searches and apprehending suspects. As security forces continue their crackdown, residents hope for a return to peace and normalcy in Sang-Milima.
And the much-awaited General Laji of Bafut has been killed in succumbed to the bullets of defense and security forces yesterday Thursday under circumstances that have not been elucidated. He is reported to have rendered life very difficult for the population of Bafut, to whom he imposed a dusk to dawn curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. His death comes some few years after he cheated dirt in a military raid, but during which the military succeeded to capture 2 of his female children, who were later handed to the DDR Center in Bamenda under the auspices of the Ministry of Social Affairs. And we stay in Bamenda, a northwest region of Cameroon, to tell you about the drivers who do not display the effects of hunger of their bellies as a result of the one-month shutdown at the Bamenda and Manfe Ekok, Nigeria roads. Kejan Henry Atembe, it's also small.
Right in front of cameras, the drivers do not care displaying the effects of hunger on their bellies as a result of the one-month shutdown of the Bamenda Manfe Ekok Nigeria route.
Why, Papa God, I pray for many kinds to not happen again. Because this thing happen again, I'm not sure I'll the Bamenda, I'll better run in the Bamenda for life.
Since the 4th of March, when separatist fighters announced the closure of the Trans-African Highway, some drivers took to other activities on casual basis.
I was occupying myself by going to the farm, so I actually used the 1 month in a positive way. But the only thing is that hunger will keep my children at home, because when I go to the farm, I manage the food that I can harvest from the farm, and I come back and try to get some oil and Maggi to feed the house with it. So after that, I will still say God has it all.
At the hospital runabout in Bamenda, where loading and offloading to and from Nigeria is done, the booming atmosphere has resumed, with petty traders picking the fallout. As for traders whose activities depend on trade between Cameroon and Nigeria, it is a sigh of relief.
I find it so difficult because the Manfe road, I'm the only person that uses Costa, Roma, Tukumba, but because of the blockage, I find it so bad. Going through Bahusa is like a nightmare because I have had no agency up that way. So, in fact, I feel so bad.
A cross-section of the people have reiterated the appeal for both parties in the over 7 years old socio-political crisis to seek lasting solutions and bail the common man out of the present quagmire.
In a startling revelation from the Court of First Instance, Dokoti, 72 cases of divorce out of 159 civil status cases registered for deliberations in a single day. Divorce cases emerge as a predominant issue. The alarming trend not only reflects the situation in Douala, but paints a grim picture of Cameroon's overall divorce rates. More in a following story. The Indokoti Court of First Instance recently witnessed a staggering influx of civil status cases, with divorce cases taking the lead, 72 among the 159 disputes tackled in a single day. These concerning statistics sheds light on the broader societal issue plaguing not only Douala but the entirety of Cameroon.
Think of those who just separate without even going to court. There are many cases of divorce. The truth is that we don't prepare our children for marriage.
So the women don't want to get into that state because their mental health is very important.
Experts and family counselors alike expressed little surprise at the soaring divorce rates, attributing them to the escalating incidents of conjugal violence documented across the country, economic hardship, infidelity, and a lot more.
People marry because of what they see on social media. Social media has been at the cause of many divorces. You want your marriage to be like the one of the next person. And the next person, you don't even know their realities.
As I said, infidelity, bodily violence, and you abandon your matrimonial home.
Shockingly, between January and March 2024 alone, 17 women fell victim to such violence, prompting many to seek refuge in divorce proceedings.
Then when you go to the High Court, that's when there's a lot to do. And we still have divorce that is based on fault finding divorce. Who is at fault? So you must prove your case that it is not me who is responsible for the marriage coming to an end.
You need to go to professionals to be able to help you to overcome that hurdle, because every marriage has hurdles. Is it money management? Is it management of in-laws?
Moreover, there is a growing sentiment among women that toxic marriages are unsustainable, leading them to swiftly file for divorce. The inability to endure what they perceive as intolerable living conditions within marriage further fuels this trend.
Divorce in many cases, and in very many cases, saves lives. It's like a treatment for your mental well-being.
It's the worst thing in anybody's life. I have seen trauma caused by divorce on the people, on the couple themselves, and on the children and the whole family.
Despite the apparent surge in divorce cases, the legal procedure remains arduous and emotionally taxing for those involved.
And get ready for a weekend packed with so much love and fun, jazz, music, workshops, live concerts, mask gala nights, and many others will spice your first weekend of April. Vanessa, Donny Edwards, Stefan Akam, Eddie Yanko, and many others will make your weekend memorable. Kizi Kiga, c'est also small.
This is the first weekend in April. We commence this weekend with Vanessa Gala Night, scheduled to take place on Saturday the 6th of April in Douala. Vanessa will be accompanied by his mentor, Donny Elwood. This show is slated to hold at regional home, Banamosadi. Vanessa will distill his 35-track album, Senkanto Pusang. His 35 songs will be available today by midnight in all legal downloading platforms. Where are the live musical concert lovers? This evening at IFC Douala, Stefan Akam will be live as from 7 p.m. tonight. After the release of his first album, Gayen, 5 years ago, he will be having his acoustic show titled Gul Lom Orchestra, meaning the Power of Man Orchestra. The interesting part of it is that access is free. Stefan Akam took to his Facebook page to invite everyone to this live concert where you will get rhythms and melodies of Cameroon. Who will be the next Miss Cameroon 2024? Well, if you are based in Littoral region and the Southwest region, the final casting day for Miss Littoral and Miss Southwest is scheduled for this Sunday the 7th at Hotel Planet Aqua as from 11 a.m. prompt. Let's swing to Yaoundé, where Heaven Gwebo will be live at the Cultural Center, Ubuntu, Katia Fuda, this night at 8 p.m. prompt. Get your reservations quickly as there are limited places and enjoy a great night of beautiful melodies by Heaven Gwebo. Guess what, guys? It is a dinner plus a 100% live show. Have a nice weekend and stay out of trouble.
Thank you so much, Kizi Kiga. And the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, Nazis Mwele Kombi, has replied FECAFOOT President Samuel Etofi, stating that the 2015 convention between the two institutions gives MINSEP the power to select the coach of the national team. In the letter this April 5, the MINSEP boss reiterates that the three candidates proposed by Cameroon Football Federation as the replacement for Rico Song were demanding huge sums of money as salaries, and the state couldn't afford to reason, while the minister, under the instructions of the head of state, proceeded with the selection of Mark Breeze from the other affordable candidates. A decision hiring the new technical staff insists is final and needs the comprehension of the Cameroon Football Governing Body. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal de International. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is a debrief with Mathieu Fangwa. As for me, I'll be back same time, this time around on Monday. Good night.